LoveLine, coast to coast.
Yep, it is LoveLine. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Dr. Drew's a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist, everybody.
Yeah?
What's up there, Drew?
I don't know. You seem amused tonight.
Oh, I am?
Yeah.
Am I?
Or is that just a...
Nope, facade.
Facade. Just laughing to yourself.
A smile comes to my face when I think about giving the fax number out here at Westwood One.
It's not.
And then I realize that the fax paper is no longer manufactured for the archaic fax machine that Westwood One owns, and I smile.
I thought it was the the glaze that comes over my eyes at the sound of your nasally drone.
Nope. I just smile at the dump known as Westwood One, or as you like to call it, Westwood None, and as I like to call it, Westwood Two. Thank you very much. Guy Blues is our guest tonight. Guy is the author of Marriage and How to Avoid It. I found this book stimulating.
You've written the sequel.
I didn't read the book, I got to be honest. But to be fair, we've written a book, and I didn't read that one. So that's my excuse.
Congratulations.
But Guy was described to me as a marvelous, entertaining wit. And so we're glad to have him on the show.
Thanks for the pressure.
And this is... This is an interesting title. Have you ever been married yourself?
No, I've never been married.
Have you almost been married?
I've been close. Dodged the bullet.
Right. And is this book, I know your tongue is in your cheek to some degree in this book, but is there some good, useful, actual advice here for avoiding marriage?
Absolutely. I've written it, if you're married, divorced, engaged, or you never intend to get married, it's for everybody to read. It's amusing. It's every chapter's 3 pages long, so it's very easy to read.
Nice.
You can put it down and pick it up, and every chapter is a entitled entity, so you can read them and put them down. You can read them in any order you like, and it'll still make sense to you.
Well, what are some of the key tips for avoiding marriage? And I assume this is going to be geared mostly toward men.
No, actually, it's I'd say 50-50.
Really?
I'm a real believer in the strength of women, the power of the woman. I think they're emotionally stronger than men, and I think they are possibly physically stronger than men.
Well, no, they're not, but they certainly want to get married.
Baby?
They want to get married more than men do. I mean, the sex that most often wants to avoid marriage is man.
Absolutely.
Or men, more than women. So if you're going to write a book on how to avoid marriage, it would be geared probably slightly more toward men. Not that a woman couldn't read it and use it as a counter strategy, perhaps?
I think it'll help women. I get a lot of women say to me, I bet you're every man's best friend for writing that book. And I'm like, well, you should read it as well because it is good for you. It's basically about loving yourself before you can really love anybody else. I think in this society, we're very much brought up to think that if we're not married by a certain age, there's something wrong with us, and it's almost like a validation. Until you learn to love yourself, you're not going to be any good for anybody anyway. So it's really just looking at that aspect of it and taking a step back from the society that we live in and the way we're forced into certain ways of thinking.
It's interesting that he brings up loving yourself, because I put a good lovin' on myself.
Nightly, huh?
About 7:45 tonight before
I'm proud of you.
I came in. Yeah,
just the thought of it just makes me tingle with pleasure.
In high school, I used to love myself like 3-4 times a day.
Now I tingle with fear.
Dude, you beat off?
What were you going to ask, Drew?
Don't you think, though, in terms of the timing issue, that there are certain periods during which, if you're going to have children, it only sort of makes even intuitive sense that you got to get married and try to create a stable system and do it by a certain age, because you're just too damn tired to do it after a certain age. Well, at least do it well.
I think that I'd take it even a step further than that, in that I believe that you don't need to be married to be a good parent. I think a lot of parents spend too much time on their marriage and not enough time on the children. If you can concentrate on the child and your child has love and consistency, you're going to have a balanced child.
But are these non-married people living together?
In my world, no. They would have separate homes. They would spend a lot of quality time together. The child would spend time with both parents separately and together, and they would know that their relationship was built on the child, not just on themselves.
Yeah, that's not a bad concept. I know it goes against what Drew thinks. Drew's plan was, we'll live together. We'll get a 13,000 square foot home where we won't have to see each other. It's an interesting concept. You guys move into a blimp hangar. She moves into the southwestern corner. You're in the northeast. And once in a while, you guys meet at the Prime Meridian, right?
Wasn't that what Gareth said?
Radio
I mean, look at it this way. And boy, you've really you found a fan in me, Guy. But
thank you, sir.
If we can all agree that if you're living on top of each other, it's going to put a lot of stress on a relationship.
Absolutely.
And Drew, tell me what you think about this concept. Pretend your wife's not listening. If you, your wife, and your 2 kids are living in a 700 square foot single apartment in New York, it's going to be tough. I mean, it ain't going to last long. You need, and a man especially needs a certain amount of space, certain amount of domain.
Yep.
If you move into a 2-bedroom, it'll probably be a little easier. And if you move into even a little bigger place, and you have that place you can go to, that basement you can work on your hobbies, or that garage or what have you, it'll probably take even that much more pressure off the relationship.
You're just extrapolating that logic out.
I'm saying if she lived in Tucson,
you'd be married forever.
You were somewhere around Oregon or Alaska. Think how long it would go on. I'll tell you, I could get down. Here's what I could go for, Drew, and Drew will secretly agree with this. The parents living in the same neighborhood down the street a few clicks. And you'd spend the night over at the old lady's house. She'd sleep over at your pad once in a while, but you'd have your own domain. Yeah? Kids would be brought up in the street between the two of you.
In my male head, you know what I mean? Yeah. There's something alluring about that. But I can tell you, someone that's in a marriage, it's an experience. Nice. It's an experience that you don't really appreciate unless you're in. You know what I mean? From the moment I was in, I was surprised at how rewarding it was, and that being able to have a unit, you know, you together as a unit, and the family as a unit, you would lose something if you didn't have that.
But then when I mean, the divorce rate's 65%.
Oh, something's not working, I'll give you that.
Therefore, it's very painful for a child to go through a divorce. If you don't have to go through the divorce in the first place, and the child is brought up understanding that mummy and daddy live apart, then they're going to understand it when mummy and daddy don't get on so well, but they still get time with mummy and daddy.
Is it really 65 now?
It's between 59 and 70 at the moment, so I kind of say 65. Should I say 64 and a half? It's high.
More accurate. How dare you, sir? Try to snow us.
I'm so sorry.
Wow, I didn't know it was that high.
In this state, probably is, yeah.
Oh, well, in California, yeah.
In Russia and places like that, it's even worse.
But now we talk to kids all the time who aren't getting married and who aren't living together. I mean, that's sort of our LoveLine listener profile.
Well, they shouldn't. I mean, kids shouldn't have children. At the end of the day, if you're going to go back to the child thing, kids shouldn't have children. They haven't learned about themselves, and they're not going to be a good parent. They're going to end up with screwed up kids.
Well, anybody who's in their mid-30s can look back at themselves when they were 19, 20, 21, and think, "Holy Christ, what a mess I was." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even a guy like Drew, who's together by societal standards, can admit that emotionally he was a mess at 19 or 20.
You're saying that as though it's a stretch for me. Are you kidding?
Well, see now, so if you'd had a kid at 20, your child would now be, let me do the math, 52, and your kid would now be in their 20s and would be a basket case, right?
Oh, the humanity.
All right, there you go. Christy?
Huh?
You're 16.
Oh, I'm on the air. Okay. You know the guy that took my call?
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say that he's really, really nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I just give him a big kiss if I was there right now, because he's, like, so nice. He didn't, like, cut me off and tell me to come back an hour later like the other lady did.
That's new phone screener Damon, and I'm going to talk to him about being polite to the call.
Well, let it be polite.
That's got to end.
You know, the natural history of that, it will end on its own in about 2 weeks. Don't worry.
He'll get angry and bitter like we are.
Call back in a month.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, and the guest?
Guy,
I love your accent. It's
Thank
so
you, baby.
pretty.
You're so sweet.
That's all she hears.
Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah,
anyway.
you haven't seen
Don't
me.
know what we're there talking about, Guy, but we like the accent.
Hey, look, hold on a second, Christy. I just want to ask Guy a question. I don't know if he can answer this, but I bet he could. I obviously, we're sort of enamored with that English accent out here. When an American goes to the UK, do we get that same
If you're speaking to me, you do. I love the American accent.
You do.
I love it.
Only guy.
Only
Everyone
me.
else in
I think
England
a
is
lot of the English,
disgusted.
the English are empirical. They love themselves too much. They're like,
Really?
we are Britain and blah, blah,
But
blah.
what about like voiceover work? Like here, if we're selling a luxury car or we're selling a perfume, we may use a guy with a British accent.
Well, I don't get any work. I've tried it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, but then I listen
Did
to
they
the
have
radio. There's no English accents on the radio.
Richard Blake? Oh, no, he's gone. Christy?
Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead. What's your
Okay.
question?
Well, my friend, like, she waxes her legs and her arms and stuff.
She what? She what?
She waxes
Waxes.
her legs and her arms and stuff. And she says she's, like, a little less sensitive. And so when she found out that I waxed my pubic area, she started, like, making fun of me and telling me that I was going to, like, lose my sensitivity there. Is that true?
No.
No?
No.
You just do around that area, right?
I'd say you're. Like, it's not
No, I
like
take it all off.
Take the whole thing off?
Yeah.
it's not like your clitoris has hair, though. I mean, this is.
You don't dump any of the wax up in there, do you?
It's pre-wax strips.
You're not making a mold of yourself, is what I'm
The
saying.
strips. It's the
I see,
strips.
it's a strip. You do the whole thing?
Yeah, it's
Yummy.
bad with hair. It's
Little hair is nice. No hair, that feels strange to me.
What do you mean it
Feels
looks
a little
bad?
like pedophilia.
No, it's
How do
good.
you feel about the fact that you menstruate?
Oh, I just started a while ago. I don't like it.
Yeah, this is the whole freak out about the growing up thing.
Yeah, I know.
It is?
Oh yeah.
But wait a minute. For a woman to take her hair off down there and say it looks bad, is that a freak out about growing up, or is that more of a feminine beauty societal thing? Do you know what I mean?
I freak out that I'm bleeding. I freak out that I got hair down
Well,
there.
bleeding isn't a real attractive feminine feature either.
No, she's freaked out by it. It's like, oh my god, it's repulsive.
Well, she didn't say that. Christy,
Yeah.
which one is it? I mean, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Oh, I just think I don't like hairy arms or hairy legs. I don't like hairy down there either. It's itchy when you run, you know. But yeah, I'm also freaked out.
Do you?
It's both.
Okay, so
She's freaked out. I mean, that's
no, Drew, you'd make a great lawyer because you corner these poor,
But
scared
Adam,
little
as you
guys.
well know, people have their explanations and their motivation.
Yeah, but you can't just keep feeding them your answer.
She started out with, "I'm freaked out about it."
No, you said freaked out.
You weren't listening,
No, I'll play the tape back.
Anderson.
Christy,
Yeah.
you have breasts?
Excuse me?
Do you have breasts?
Yeah, like I like to think myself as a big A, but yeah.
So
not
how the
saying.
breasts going? Would you like your breasts to be bigger?
Yeah, I want it to be like an anime.
Like a what?
Like, you know, the Japanese animation, like,
You want the big breasts?
yeah.
Well, you see, Drew? So that's not freaked out. That's female fetish.
Which is a freak out about with what that
I
is.
see. All right, circle around and salvage your answer. Very nice.
No, that's what that
strategy.
is.
Very nice. Very nice. Christy?
Yeah.
All right, baby. Stop reading the Vogue. Stop watching so much TV and relax
Stop
a
it.
little.
No more
I
Pokemon.
smell an eating disorder coming on.
Be happy with yourself.
Have you been with a man yet?
No.
Were you sexually abused?
I think so.
Yeah.
Probably.
Adam, come on.
What do
Please.
you mean? What are you talking about?
That's what this story is.
Freaking out about becoming a woman?
Yes.
No, I think it's woman fetish. She wants to
because
look like Japanese
it's
animation.
it's a way of freaking out. Listen, I'm going to get you that book. Seriously.
Listen,
Is it because it's impossible to look like Japanese animation that she wants to look like Japanese animation?
No, it's a way of fetishizing her whole body.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was
That's a way
saying.
of controlling
okay,
sexuality.
hold on a second. You said why? It started off with why did she have her hair removed?
Yeah.
Why did she want her crotch hair removed? You said she was freaking out at becoming a woman. Okay, as in puberty set in, and she wanted to get rid of that. That's how you described it.
Right, so you go...
I said it's not that she's becoming a woman from a puberty standpoint. It's that she has a female fetish, and she's trying to look like a Playboy or like a Japanese cartoon.
Well, we're saying the same thing, then.
We are?
Yeah.
Well, you didn't describe it right the first
okay,
time. then.
I'll give you that.
Thanks. Shannon?
Yeah.
Doctor over there. I got a half a semester at junior college. I'm smarter than this guy.
But the
academic probation at LA Valley College junior college. I got more sense than this guy. Shannon?
More sense. Same sense.
Hi.
What's up? But I saved money. What's up?
My husband,
Then you have more sense.
my husband is an alcoholic, and I got pregnant from him, and I want to know how the sperm can affect the baby.
The drunken sperm?
Yeah.
Not at all. except that you have about a 50% chance of inheriting the genetic predisposition for alcoholism.
Kid could come out wearing a lampshade. Isn't that true, Drew? No. That's no longer good alcoholic humor?
No, just the sperm, whereas the lampshade, right?
I see.
The genetic predisposition for addiction is passed along, whether it's a mother or dad, whether it's both, and it's about 50% per child that you get that gene.
Okay, because I was pregnant a couple months ago, and I had lost the baby, and I was just wondering if that was maybe why.
No.
Are you working to get pregnant?
Well, no.
You're just irresponsible, stupid? What's going on?
I'm married.
I know, but you're
pregnant.
You're 20 years old. You're married to an alcoholic.
You're pregnant twice in a month.
You don't want to kind of get things in order, before you start the family?
Well, I do have everything in order. I mean,
sure, you're 20, you got an alcoholic husband.
Oh, okay.
It's not like we're on welfare or anything.
Oh, so you want to get pregnant?
I want a baby, yes.
Oh, you're working to get pregnant?
Yes, I do.
Oh, when Adam said that, you said, no, we're not working to get pregnant.
No, I didn't.
All right.
He just makes it seem like, well, everybody's a welfare statistic that wants to get pregnant, and he always tells people, well, don't get pregnant.
Well, no.
Do you think it's good for the baby to have an alcoholic father?
No, it's not, but I'm a good mother, and I think he would be a good father. It just doesn't mean because he's an alcoholic doesn't mean that he's going to be a bad father.
I'll give you that. But it will affect the child. It really will, and you got to get your husband into some kind of recovery.
And he won't, though.
Well,
well, have more kids. That'll force him in. Screwball. Hold on a second. How dare you, ma'am? How old is your husband? What?
He's 22.
I can't believe you're not mad at her for saying no to everything you said.
No, I'm done with everyone's denial, including my own. Wait a minute. I just denied my own denial. Hold on. I got to rethink that. Shannon, what does your husband do for a living?
He's a carpenter.
Oh, that's a horrible, horrible job.
He makes good money.
Sure, until the economy slows down and he gets laid off. And what do you do?
No, he's going to school, and if that happens, then he'll have something else to follow.
That's right. What do you do?
I'm a cashier.
That's right. All right, so you guys are rolling in the dough over there.
Well, I mean, it's not like we're poor.
They're honest, make honest living.
All right.
Even I'm offended.
Listen, I'm saying we just had a conversation about where your head is at 20. And it's just not, it's not a good time to have a kid, especially with alcoholic husband. Now, if you're pregnant, you got 9 months to get that guy straight.
Let's go down.
I already have a kid.
Oh.
But I mean, he is a good father.
All right, let's go down. Let's go down Guy's path.
All right.
Why did you get married to him in the first place?
Well, he was good at first. I mean, every guy is good at first, And then a year later, we got married, and he turned into an alcoholic. I mean,
so what do you think, Guy? What should she have done differently?
I think that if you're going to marry someone after having known them a year, you don't know them. You've got to spend, let's say you live till 75. That's what my maths, 55 years of your life with someone you knew for a year. I think you should definitely spend more time with people. I don't see what the rush is. It's like such a validation of your relationship. If you are really happy with someone, you don't need to be married to prove it to anybody.
Yes, and also, I was young and stupid. I was very young and stupid.
What was the rush?
The rush for what?
Marriage.
Getting married?
Yeah.
I believe it was just wanting to get out of my house. I don't know.
Did you have an abusive alcoholic dad?
No. My dad left when I was 12.
All right.
Was he an abusive alcoholic before he left?
No. I mean, he drank a lot, and he tried to commit suicide every week, but...
Okay.
All right.
You just walked into the same trap that your mother walked into.
That's right. That's an alcoholic, and that's what you married.
And you're going to try and repair this man, and you won't be able to repair him. And it's going to be a really hard battle. It's going to be harder for the kids than anybody else.
What you can do, Shan, what you can do is go to Al-Anon. And that might change things a little bit. And that might make you truly be a good mother.
Can you do that, Shannon?
Yes.
On behalf of the kids? And no more kids after this one, right?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You couldn't give this one to a family of Beaver and let them have a decent chance at a life?
Hey, that is messed up.
No,
I'm
okay.
a good mother.
All right, baby.
Bye-bye.
All right. Everyone's... I'll tell you. You know what I'd like to... There's two things that everyone is. Ours. Here's what people say. They say, I got a great sense of humor, and I'm a good parent, good mother, good father.
I'm good looking.
No, I don't. Drew, why do you always do that? I say there's two things. No, people don't all say they're good looking. I think there's plenty of people admit they're okay. But everyone thinks they have a good sense of humor. Not necessarily can tell a joke, just a good sense of humor, and everyone thinks they're a good mom or a good dad. I think both those things are I think people overestimate themselves in both departments.
They can always take a joke until it's on them.
Right. Oh, my God. Sarah,
Uh-huh.
You're 19.
Yes.
What's up?
I was told 2 weeks ago when getting a colposcopy and cervical biopsy that I have dysplasia.
Didn't they know that already, which is why they did the colposcopy?
They told me I had abnormal cells.
All right. Well, that's what dysplasia is, abnormal cells.
Well, they told me I have stage 1 and 2, I'm shown. They're doing a test to see if I'm stage 3.
Cancer.
Yeah.
But it's called...
Well, they told me that dysplasia was in 3 different stages.
It's called carcinoma in situ is really what that's called, and it's really not truly cancer yet, but it's on the way to cancer. But that's why you have the colposcopy, that's why you have this little areas removed, and that's how you prevent the cancer from becoming
I've had 2 aunts that had dysplasia and other issues at the same time.
What is that dysplasia, Drew? I thought that's when German Shepherds' hips would get bad.
No. This is on the way to cervical cancer.
Okay.
What am I talking about? Dysplasia?
Yeah.
Is that different?
Funny.
This is dysplasia.
This is the same thing?
Hip dysplasia, yeah.
The same thing? Well, you know, they talk about it with dogs, certain dogs, like German Shepherds have
there's
that.
There's no term like that in humans, so I don't know how they spell it.
Do you think it's spelled differently?
I don't know what the term is. It's obviously some sort of arthritis or displacement of the hip. But
so this ain't that?
No. These are abnormal cells.
Okay.
And this is cancer.
What's my likelihood of getting cancer and
0.
have a hysterectomy?
0 if you keep it under control. If you keep the proper follow-up and have these things taken out when they recur. And they're thought to be virtually 0. And they're thought to be from wart virus.
Well, that's what they told me, and I asked if there was any way for them to see if I have warts, because up to my knowledge, I've never...
Well, you'd sort of assume that you do.
Yeah.
And so you ought to assume that
Is there any tests for them to prove or disprove
there
that?
Probably are. I don't know right offhand what they would do, but I'm sure there are, in fact.
Okay.
But you just assume that it's there. And the kind of wart that tends to cause the cancers like this are the ones that persist, too. So you should also assume that you're contagious with that.
Yeah, because I listen to your show a lot, and I try to find out about STDs, and I don't want kids, and I don't want, at this point, I don't want any STDs. I try to be protected and safe.
Well,
I've never shown any symptoms. That's why I was wondering.
Well, now you are. You could be, but now you are showing the symptoms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do these things get worse when you worry about them?
Huh?
No. In fact, they actually get better because you do the screening and the screening and the screening. Okay. These are things that just have to be constantly screened for. And just keep taking them off, and that's the end of it.
Oh, bad times. I know we got to go to break. Let me just check in with Renee before we go to break. Renee?
Yeah.
You're 21?
Uh-huh.
Your boyfriend went to jail?
Well, it's pretty much like he was already in jail when I started dating him.
Pretty much like.
He was in jail.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
that's the point. How do they work that? How do you meet guys in prison?
Well, because I dated him from before, and one time I just started thinking about him, and I wondered where he was at, and I looked him up and wrote him a letter, and he started writing me back.
All right.
Looked him up at the state pen.
Who?
Yeah, actually, I called DOC and asked everything.
Did you meet him the first time when he was in jail?
No.
Okay.
I just want to be sure
on the outside.
Yeah.
They were actually speeding down a desert highway. He was firing over his shoulder at a police cruiser that was behind. That was their first date. Renee?
Yeah.
I'm going way out on a limb here, but you a big gal?
No.
Really?
Well, I mean, I'm a little bit thick in the hips, but I'm not I don't have no rolls or nothing.
You're fat.
All right, Drew, please. I'm just playing a hunch. That's all. You just don't see that many leggy gals
I think that I
looking
have,
up guys in the pen.
I think I just have a self-respect issue.
Yeah,
yes,
we would agree.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes, and I just I made it worse. Hold on a second, Renee. We're going to get to the bottom of you. We're going to figure you out, and you're going to be a new woman when we're done with you, all right?
You're overweight.
Oh, Drew, please. I know. Hold tight, all right?
Okay.
All right. Guy Blues is our guest tonight. Marriage and How to Avoid It is the name of his book. We'll get back with Renee and her issues after this.
Hello? Who's this?
This is LoveLine. 1-800-LOVE-191. LoveLine will be right back.
LoveLine. I'm Adam Carolla. That's Dr. Drew over there. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Guy Blues is our guest tonight. Marriage and How to Avoid It is the name of his book, and you can get that at Amazon.com, all major bookstores, and where else, Guy? Did I leave anything out?
BarnesandNoble.com, Borders.com, BooksAMillion.com. My last name's spelled B-L-E-W-S, though. It's kind of weird.
Right.
Sorry.
Kind of a cool last name.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I like that. And let's see. When we left off, we were speaking of Renee. Renee is 21. Dated a guy for a while. Then they went separate ways. Then she looked him up and found out he was incarcerated. Wrote him a letter and struck up the relationship again.
What did you think when you found out he was incarcerated?
Well, I already knew. See, the reason why I'm, like, calling is because...
wait a minute. I just want to know, what did you think when you thought to yourself, hey, he's incarcerated? What did that mean to you?
Well, I didn't really care because all I wanted...
Did you not care, or was it even a positive?
Well, it wasn't positive. I mean, it just wasn't, like, an issue. I mean, it was kind of aggravating after I really started getting to like him because I couldn't really... I'd go and visit him, like, every weekend, and I'd get all pissed off or sad or whatever.
Horny?
Well, yeah, that too. But, I mean, I'd play with myself, like, every night, so I took care of that. But that also drove me nuts because I'd play with myself every single night, you know, for, like, 3 months, and it didn't help. So I was like, But,
yeah,
anyway.
but you kept with it. God bless you.
You kind of brought it on yourself, though. You knew what you're letting yourself in for, didn't you?
Well, I mean, like, I didn't because I really trusted him, and I don't know, I'm dumb for trusting him, and that's the really
Trusted him to do what?
Just stick around and, you know...
You got to stay in jail there.
Well, no, I mean, he got out. He was supposed to get out in August, and then he got out on a bracelet, and I was, like, over at his house, and then right when he got paroled instead of on his bracelet, he called me and told me his parole officer said that I couldn't see him because I had misdemeanors or something, and then I called his parole officer and was like, yeah, I'm Renee Martin, and he's like, are you the girl that he's moving up to Brighton with? And I'm like, oh, okay.
So it wasn't you that he was moving out
No,
with.
I don't live in Brighton.
I see. So
yeah, so I was like, you know, and it took a while for it to, like, sink in, but I was so hurt. And
can you imagine a criminal behaving like that?
Yeah.
A criminal, of all people.
Unbelievable.
Shocking.
But,
Yeah.
I don't know. I truly believe, you know, I'm smarter than that. It's just the reason why I'm so naive is because I have, like, self-respect issues. I mean,
right.
Do you think you have control issues as well?
Well, the reason why I called is because I have some serious anger issues. I probably do have control issues.
Issues.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I've been smoking pot for every single day for the last 6 years, and I've been doing it because I think I've been trying to control my anger, and I've been diagnosed as bipolar, but I never wanted to take any of the medications.
Well, why don't you get on with that first?
Well, I got that Wellbutrin to try to quit smoking, and also, well, I did it because I wanted to be like, you know, try to make myself...
Renee, did you tell the doctor that gave you the Wellbutrin that you were bipolar?
It was like a Planned Parenthood doctor.
All right, Wellbutrin is a great way to precipitate mania in bipolars. Do not take that medicine.
Oh.
Not unless you're on a mood stabilizer also, like Depakote or lithium.
Well, Renee,
No, yeah.
let me ask you a couple of things. Is this guy out of your life now?
It, like, I keep on, like, itching to, like, want to call him or whatever, but
Well,
I know
sure.
I don't want to.
No.
I'm not going to call him, no matter what.
Leave all
There's,
that.
like, no way that I would ever go back.
Okay, good. Well, good. That's a good step.
Yeah.
And
I don't want to have kids.
good. It's a good step. Number two.
I've been in school. I've been in
Number
school
three.
for like 3 years.
Junior college doesn't count.
Well,
Number three, let's get rid of that bird of yours. They're horrible, diseased little pets that they crap,
Oh, my God.
squeal, and attack their owners.
It's in a cage.
That's more than
It's
one
locked
bird.
up
Right.
in a jail.
Interesting symbolism there, yes.
What's going
So,
on?
Renee,
Yeah.
you need to feel good about yourself.
That's the hardest
But-
part. I wanted to call and ask you, how do I do
I'll tell you. I'm going to tell you how.
And then I'll tell you.
Unfortunately,
And then I'll tell you.
you have to you have to earn it. It's not just about a mindset. It's not tomorrow I'm going
It is a mindset.
No.
I'm good
it's
enough.
not. It's
I'm
not.
smart enough. And
It's-
gosh darn it, people like
It's
me.
not.
No,
You know
it's
why?
not- that's not it.
Renee, if it was just a mindset, you would have done it 5 years ago when you felt bad.
Well, in fact, there'd be no people with bad self-esteem.
You just think good thoughts.
You just decide to have good
No,
self-esteem.
you got to earn it. You got to quit smoking. You got to lose weight. You got to exercise. You got to work harder at your job. If you know there are things,
The hardest part is
listen to me. If you know there are things that are bad for you, like this guy, you can't pick the phone up. And if you do, you slide back a little bit. You have to get stronger. You have to move forward, and you have to earn it. It's not going to be that easy.
And here's the part that most people don't understand, and that is in order for that emotional world to really build in a way that gives you esteem, you have to have regular, stable, connected relationships with people who care about you. And that's not this guy, and those aren't romantic relationships. And with your marijuana addiction, you could find that in a very, very therapeutic fashion by just going to a 12-step program and getting a sponsor. And that would build self-esteem. That's how that program is designed.
Okay.
All right. Guy, any parting words?
I would say
for
that
Renee?
if you do end up on your own, don't be unhappy about it. If you spend time alone, it's sometimes a good thing as well, just to think about who you are and why you are the way you are.
That's the one thing that I heard that you said that I really respect is that you said that the reason why people should wait to get married is because they need to learn to love themselves before they get married. And that's
Unfortunately, Renee, it doesn't happen by reading a book or by deciding. It only happens.
What about marriage and how to avoid it?
Well, that book will change your life.
It's why therapy works. It's a regular, connected change in relation to another human that actually, the biology is actually worked out now, where we've shown that humans' brain really don't change on their own. It requires the presence of a satellite central nervous system for those emotional connections to start developing, and you got to have that.
All right. Damon?
Yeah, how you guys doing?
You're 18. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Guy, Drew, and Adam?
Wow. That's pretty lucid of you.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Hey, I had this kind of question. I've been living with my girlfriend and my mom, her mom, for the past 8 months.
Sweet.
Huh?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, her mom's been coming on to me.
Mm-hmm.
And she actually offered me oral sex.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a pot smoker.
Mm-hmm. Maybe she thought your penis was a bong.
Damon's saying, can you imagine what good fortune? And she likes pot. She wants to give me a blowjob, and she likes pot.
Yep, match made in heaven.
But I don't smoke pot, nor my girlfriend. But
really?
You don't smoke your girlfriend?
Huh?
No. All right.
Just her mom. But the reason I was calling is how can I? It's real uncomfortable living under her roof.
Yes.
With her coming on to me, and I like her girlfriend.
I understand.
And I
okay.
just don't know how to handle it.
Okay. Mother's a chaotic mess.
Yeah.
Understand that. You're 18. It's your girlfriend's mother, and you think somehow because she's a parent, because she's an adult, she must have it together. Take it from a couple of folks in their mid-30s and beyond. She is a mess.
Right.
Okay?
She would look like even more of a mess if you could see it from our perspective.
Yes, 15 years from now, she'll look like a train wreck from your eyes. You need to work hard to get out from under her roof.
Yep. And do not be alone with her under any circumstances.
Should he tell the girlfriend?
No. That's just more chaos.
No.
She knows her mom's a piece of work. And this poor girlfriend of yours, I'm sure, is a piece of work, too, just by virtue of the fact she was raised by this screwed-up mom.
Well, she already has a kid, and she's 18.
Okay.
Mine, though.
Shocking.
Why are you there?
Yeah, I know.
Why did you choose to get in the midst
You're
of this?
You're a caretaker, aren't you? I can feel it.
No.
No, he's desperate.
No. She's hot.
How dare you?
Wait a minute. Damon?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to give you three options. Either you're a caretaker, your family's an absolute mess, and you're just trying to get out of the house.
That's number one, the same.
Or C, your girlfriend's hot.
Or he's desperate.
Or you're desperate.
Yeah.
D. Which is it?
How about I just want to get out of the house? Was that A or B or C?
Yeah, you want to get out of the house?
Not that hard, first of all.
Okay.
But I'm being honest with you.
All right, no.
So you got to mess with.
Maybe my parents put a number on me, I guess.
Yeah, you got to mess at home.
So your parents, and you just want to get out.
Yeah, right.
Okay, do you have a job?
Yeah.
All right, are you working full-time?
I go to school and I work part-time.
Where do you go to school?
Arizona State.
Really?
Yeah,
You're going to, kind of a 4-year junior college there. How about this?
Yeah.
I don't know. You couldn't fund yourself. Could you get a student loan or something? Can you get out of there?
I don't want to really get a student loan.
Why?
I heard a lot of bad things about it.
Like what?
About having to pay them back and all?
Yeah.
Yeah, get a student loan.
I'm doing okay on my own.
You're not on your own. You're living with your crazy girlfriend's mom.
Well,
pervy.
That ain't on your own.
What's better, living with my crazy girlfriend's mom or paying for school?
Living with what's better is paying for school and being out on your own.
I can't pay for school or living with my crazy girlfriend.
Be your own man. Stand up on your own.
Yes.
Why don't you join a fraternity?
Take the responsibility.
Join a what?
Fraternity or something.
That still costs something. Damon, here's what you're going to have to do.
Good for that, don't you? All right, go ahead.
All right, okay, listen to me. As you know, I'm a genius, a self-proclaimed genius.
Sure of that.
A disputed, self-proclaimed genius.
Yeah, you're
yes.
a genius.
Here's what you need to do. You need to put school on hold for a year, get a full-time gig, work hard, get out, get on your own, save some money if necessary, and then go back to school. but you got to get out from under that crazy roof with the toddler, with the screwed up, not even so hot girlfriend.
There was one problem with that advice, that this guy leaves school, he ain't never going back.
Well, that's fine. If he ain't never going back, he's not going to get anything out of it while he's there.
Yeah,
you look at it that way.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk to checking with Shirley here. Shirley?
Hi, Adam.
Yep.
Dr. Drew.
What's up?
I love you guys. Hi.
Thanks. Say hi to Guy, too, by the way.
Hi.
Hello, baby.
I just wanted to call and say hi. I really like your show, and you guys are great, and I watch it every night, and you guys turn me on immensely.
Thanks.
And that's all I have to say, really. I just wanted to call and say hi. I really like you guys.
You watch it every night?
Well, she means listen to it every night.
Yeah, every night.
You feeling horny?
I just lay here in bed and listen. You guys really turn me on and make me horny all the time.
Oh, baby.
Really?
Adam, who could resist that voice of yours? Really? Seriously?
Who makes you horny, me or Drew?
Both you do. I fantasize about both you.
Uh-oh, that
It's the
means
pair of
Drew.
you together.
Really?
You mean
Not together, no.
Why would that mean me?
Well, because I'm asking the question, she hesitates and says both of you.
Exactly.
I just like both you guys. I listen to you guys every night, and I'm 42 years old. I left my husband after 15 years because he was doing drugs, and so I've been going without sex for 2 years because I'm not going to go out there and just be with anybody.
That's right.
So,
Get some battery-operated machinery.
yeah, I do have that.
Oh, I'll bet.
Thank God for Taiwan.
Did you name one Drew and the other one Adam?
Of course I did.
Just one end. One.
Yeah.
Really?
I just wanted to say hi. I love you guys, okay?
Thanks. All right.
Okay, I'll call back.
God bless. Yes. Police don't call back. I'd like to be the business end, unless it goes up your ass. Then I'd like Drew to be the business end. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
All right.
Well, thank you, by the way.
Yeah.
Let's not think about it anymore.
We got to take ourselves a little break. Guy Blues is our guest tonight. He is the author of Marriage and How to Avoid It. We'll take your calls and your questions after this.
Oh yeah, everybody now. LoveLine will be right back.
Yep, it is LoveLine. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Guy Blues is our guest tonight. He's the author of Marriage and How to Avoid It. Guy, for those of you out in Radio Land, look a little like the lead singer from Men at Work. Got a little, I mean,
that's the best I've ever had. Thank you.
As he was
in 1985,
as you remember him.
Yeah.
Silent
17. Unfortunately, none of our listeners are old enough to remember him. Adam.
Men at Who?
Thank you for that reference.
I don't know any newer references than Men at Work. That's the newest band I can think of.
Apropos, though,
sounded like a rock star.
Survivor,
right.
The Australian Outback night we're having.
All right, let's
I look like Tina. Yeah.
Weren't those guys Australian?
What?
Men at Work?
Yeah, I think Men at Work were, And all they did was sing about going down under and the Outback and Vegemite and all that stuff.
Come on, Anderson, get us one of those.
They really knew their
sandwich.
Yeah, they really knew their Outback, those guys. Suzanne?
No.
Yeah?
You're 30?
Yes.
What's up?
Well, first of all, it's Colin Hayes that you're talking about. That's from Men at Work.
Thank
My
you.
question is,
God, you
does Guy have the eye thing going on? That's a vital element of looking like that.
We can't tell he's wearing sunglasses.
I'm wearing
dark
shades,
sunglasses.
baby.
How about he had that like drifting eye?
No, my eyes are beautiful.
Okay.
His eyes seem to focus.
Would you expect anything else?
My question's for Dr. Drew, actually.
Yeah.
This is very bizarre. I've never had this happen before. I think my boyfriend might be allergic to me.
What happens?
Basically, I've been dating him for about 4 months now.
Mm-hmm.
We've been sexually active for 2.5 months, something like that. I'm on the pill. We started having sex with condoms, and then stopped using the condoms. But he was getting a rash, and it's not like...
With the condom, he was getting a rash.
Well, we went back to using condoms because of the rash. And he still gets a rash wherever my fluids have touched him.
Well, that's interesting.
I'm sorry?
That's interesting. Can you describe the rash to me?
It's like an allergy rash. I get them, like a stress rash. It gets red. It goes away in a couple days.
So if he went down on you, he would get it on his chin?
That hasn't happened.
Does it go into the pubic area? Why not?
It's going up. I don't know why. But
hold on. You said wherever your fluids have touched him.
I don't think he's going down on me like that hardcore.
Is it just... Well, he doesn't...
Very clean about it.
What do you call it? The cluster?
He doesn't give you my carpet bombing technique? Right, take out the whole village with my tongue.
But the last time, which I thought was really odd, I was on top. We used a condom. I've just recently been to the OBGYN and tested. I'm fine. He has never had unprotected sex with anybody else before me. And the last time he got a rash, it was just under his belly button. Because I was on top.
And you were scooching on him.
And is it like what we call a wheel and flare reaction, a little bump with a red sort of ring around it?
Yeah, and it was at first. I mean, he didn't realize he had it. It was scratching because it was itchy, and then it kind of went away after a couple hours.
All right, but how about just the sort of friction of it all?
No, I mean, it's not. There's no friction.
What do you eat?
I would know the difference.
How about him taking a little Benadryl, just an anti-allergy medicine, before you guys did this, see if it blocks it?
Okay, that's a good idea. Or I'm also wondering, could it be pH balance? Could it be something in my pH? Just now I'm getting older, things are changing with me. I don't know.
Vagina beginning to sour.
No, because
it happens.
that would create irritation or burn
They
or
go bad eventually.
Some sort of patch. You're talking about a specific allergic wheel and flare reaction.
Yeah.
Hives, right?
Yeah, I suppose. I mean,
that is a reaction to something in the fluid that your immune system identifies and reacts to.
Okay, but Drew, would that permeate your hand?
Not necessarily. It's different skin.
Different skin.
Yeah.
And maybe on your face, like areas that are more exposed, that have a thicker level of, I mean, is skin...
If it got in his eyelid, I'd expect a reaction. Okay?
Try
right.
But on his chin, no.
Okay. All right.
Try that.
All right.
Put it on the eyelid, yeah.
Why not?
George?
I swear.
George, yeah.
You swear?
What's up?
Don't swear.
George?
Yeah.
All right, what's going on?
The problem is, I have, actually, she's not even my girlfriend. She's just a friend of the guys. She's just like one of the girls, and she hangs out with us. And after the club, because I DJ at a club, we hung out, and I was intoxicated, and I had sex with her. And she said she was pregnant. She didn't tell me like 2.5 months later, almost 3 months.
She said it was your baby?
Yeah.
How far along is she now?
It happened February 2nd.
Okay.
And the thing is, she said she was going to go get an abortion, but she was too far along.
Right.
And she said she got an injection.
Yeah, well, there are
from you.
So what? Yeah.
No, there are medication that can induce abortion.
So what's the question?
I don't know. I think she's been lying to me all this time, like trying to lure me in, because she was there. She said she went to the hospital and she was there since 6:30 in the morning, and she didn't get out till like 7 at night, and to do like all this process. So
all right.
Could be.
Well,
could be.
But if she got the abortion, how's she luring you in?
Well, it's like she still wants me to be there emotionally because she went through, but and I'm actually, I'm there, and I'm, I don't know what else I'm supposed to do, come for her or whatever.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I was wearing a condom during this too.
All right. Well,
makes it unlikely.
Hey,
end of story.
George, you're not into this girl. So.
Oh no, she annoys me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then stay away from her. She got the abortion. But listen, don't get drunk and bang her anymore, all right?
No, not even. I mean, I wore a condom and everything, and I don't know how it happened or what.
You were loaded.
Don't marry her.
It probably didn't.
All right. Cool.
All right. So. Yes, you can sleep tonight.
All right, cool. Yeah, because I've been really stressing about this. If my girlfriend even found out, she would kill me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. You have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You may want to get this one to pee on a stick for you to make sure she's pregnant. You know what I mean? Just to
she said she got the abortion.
He's doubting that's what happened, though.
All right.
Yeah. Maybe it could be like a total lie, the whole thing. But she said she had it, so.
All right.
She said she had the abortion. Fine.
Right.
Whatever it is, it's gone. Listen, keep on the straight and narrow, would you?
Behave yourself.
And what kind of music you playing? Men at Work?
No.
Haircut 100?
Maybe like a remix, like a dance.
If you get in trouble, you can always go down under.
Yeah. What George sound like? You know, it was so funny. I was thinking, geez, I wonder why George wore the condom. He was drunk. He's a DJ. He doesn't sound like that kind of guy. He's calling from Bakersfield. And then I realized, girlfriend, put that condom on. Thinking about it. Thinking about his old lady. Yeah. That's where it came together for me. Sound like a dynamite individual, that George. I'd like to get to know him better. Lance?
Yeah.
You're 22?
Adam!
What's up, buddy?
You're the man. All right. I finally got through. I've been trying to talk to you guys forever, boy.
Great.
I'm a big fan. You guys are both literally millionaires.
Literally millionaires.
Oh, man, this is great. Yeah. I used to live in all the same dumpy areas you lived in, so I lived in Sunland for a while.
Oh! Sunland.
It's okay, Adam. It's all right. It's okay. It's all right.
There's hope for you yet.
When we threaten people in North Hollywood, we threaten to send them to Sunland. We really do. It's the armpit of the valley, Sunland.
Oh, sure.
Boy, what a crap hole.
all hours of the night.
Listen, you should sue your parents if they lived in Sunland.
Oh, I know, yeah. She's right here in the other room here. I should.
Sure. All right, so then where else did you live that sucked?
I lived in Montrose for a little while.
That's nice.
That's not bad.
On Honolulu Boulevard there.
Not bad.
Where else? Let's see.
What'd you do in Montrose?
What I do? I worked at a place called Modern Video. You heard of it, Adam? You ever heard of that place?
Wait a minute. I think was it on the corner?
It's on the corner. That's
big place, 2-story.
That's right.
Hell yeah! I used to go in there and get porn.
Did you really?
Thank you. How big a stretch is that, Lance?
Shocked.
I rented Ivory Merchant films there. I mean. All right, hold on, Lance. We got to take ourselves a break.
Okie doke.
All right, just you really sound like a delight. Hold on. All right, Guy Blues is our guest tonight. Marriage and How to Avoid It is the book that he's authored. We'll take a break. We'll do a little more reminiscing with Lance after this.
LoveLine. We'll be right back.
Yep, LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Guy Blues is our guest tonight. He's the author of Marriage and How to Avoid It. You can find this book at all major bookstores, also Borders.com, Amazon.com, and, the places you get books, right?
Exactly.
That's an easy way to do it.
It's always an idea.
When we left off, we're speaking to Lance. Lance is 22, and we're just reminiscing about some of the crappy places Lance lived. And
you frequented.
And some of the places I lived. And Lance claims he used to work at a video store.
Oh, yeah.
Out in Montrose, which is sort of, we'll just call it the valley for the rest of the country, but a little off the beaten path.
Most of the country doesn't understand what you mean when you say the valley.
I don't know. I mean, do they know about, Valley Girl and that kind of thing?
When I was in the East when that was going on, people, when they talked about the Valley Girl, they assumed it was the valley next to their town.
Oh, really?
Name that town, that's the valley.
So you have to say San Fernando.
They thought Moon Zappa was?
Yes.
No, they knew they were making fun of L.A.
No, I swear to God.
Now, Drew,
Adam.
If I believed you on half the stuff you said, it'd be a very long career for me.
Now, people were telling me that. Maybe I got a small
But the California Valley is the porn valley.
It is now.
That's where they film it all.
Yeah.
Right. So, Lance.
Yeah.
Do you have do you claim to have a list of some of these movies I've rented?
Well, actually, you know what? I know you had an account there because I was a big fan back then. I looked up your name, and I assumed you went... Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, and...
You're a stalker.
Nice.
I'm the biggest fan of you guys. I love you guys. I've been trying to get a hold of you for so long.
You're a very frightening man.
I haven't been there since I've been someone to be a fan of. I mean, I wasn't on the radio.
Back then, right? Yeah.
What's that?
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
I was teaching boxing back then. I wasn't on the radio.
Yeah, you're southpaw too, right? You can really trick some right-handers there, right?
Starting to scare me here.
Hey, I'm a southpaw too, man. That's why I'm such a big fan.
So Lance, well, relax, Lance. Did you say you looked up some of the films that he had rented?
No, I looked up his last name just for
stalking purposes.
Yeah, complete the profile you were developing.
Sure.
just to see if he was on there, and he was there, and actually the only thing that was rented out was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon. And I assume that he... Hello?
This was Nate again.
Kind of weird when you're...
this was Nate using your credit card.
Oh, yeah.
And I assume that you had a friend there that would hook you up or something, because that was pretty known for its porno section.
Yeah.
And a lot of people would hook up their buddies there and stuff. And of course, I was working there long after you probably already... You're already big time. I was listening to you.
I did have a buddy who worked there. And by the way, you're poor... when this guy wasn't even a buddy, he was a friend of a friend, and you're trying to get an in for a $275 a day movie. You know what I mean? When you're driving extra 8 miles and trying to hook it up, and like doing that thing where you want to rent a movie one night, but he's not working, so you can't rent the movie because you're not going to squander that $3 at the Korean place up on Foothill.
Exactly. Hey, are you serious? Because I actually went to a Korean place up there too.
Yeah, next to the market.
Next to the market. across the street from the across the street. Yeah.
Is your last name McVeigh?
My last name?
Frightening man.
All right, Lance. I probably rented Teenage Mutant Turtles for my Catholic little brother.
Or was there some
the Big
porn
Brother
version
program,
of that?
right?
Yeah, that's right.
What was the porn name for that one?
All right, Lance.
I want to say Drew is everybody praises Adam. Adam, you are the man. You kick butt on Howard Stern or any other radio personality in history. And but
history.
Drew, without Drew, you guys make the perfect team. You know, when Drew's not, Drew is very witty too, and we get big laughs out of him. And and you guys are doing the greatest job in the world.
Thanks,
and
Lance.
I actually record you guys a lot, and I'd make my own little Adam mixes.
Oh.
And I play them for my buddies, and they really laugh.
Send it down here, so maybe we'll get on a commercial or something.
Yeah, I'll put Lance on hold. Yeah, give him the give him the address over here, and he can send a tape, and we'll give it a listen. I always enjoy
He'll
that.
bring it personally, I guarantee that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure.
See you later, Lance.
He'll give it to me via shotgun blast.
Keister your tapes.
Lee?
Yeah.
You're 31. What's up?
Well, let's see. Give me a second. It's been a while since I've kind of rehashed all this. My mom was a prostitute, and I pretty much raised myself while she was off working. I was molested till I was 12 by two of the children of the woman who was supposed to be taking care of me while my mom was away.
Wow.
And
these were male or female or both?
Both.
When you say away, you mean out working, turning tricks, or out, in Nevada?
Where we were, she was actually, there was actually a house.
Okay.
There was actually a group of girls.
I'm curious about this. How old were you when you realized what she did for a living?
I've known about sex. I've known about prostitution, drugs, the whole bit. The earliest time that I really had an understanding of it was around 4.
And how could there be an understanding at 4? What did that feel like? Or what was your memory of that?
There was that was just it. I thought that was the way that the world ran.
That's just the way adults behave.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's just...
one of my earliest memories is actually a poster. I don't know if Adam probably has seen this poster, but it was a poster of...
Hold on, Lee. It's, I don't know what time it is where you're calling from, but it's late over here. I don't know more of those outbursts with my name. It scared the crap out of me.
Sorry.
As you know, I try to drift off to another place during our calls.
Now, what was this poster of?
It was a poster of it was a poster in the house, and it was of Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner, and the Coyote actually had the Roadrunner grabbed by his
neck, and it said, it said "beep beep my ass."
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
By his.
I've known that. That was the first image of a Warner Brothers cartoon character that I ever remember, and that was it. And it was in a whorehouse.
Okay. Wait a minute! Watch it there, guy, with the F word. That's considered a swear word in this country.
Sorry,
I'm sorry.
No, not you.
Yeah, you apologize for me.
All right,
that's
so
great.
Lee, what can we do for you?
Well, the thing is, I've been able to hold it together really well, but forever. As long as I can remember, my self-worth has always revolved around sex, because the only people that paid attention to me were the people that wanted something from me.
Right.
So, and the thing that really just is a kick in the head is I'm married to an incredible woman. I'm a proud father of an incredible little girl. I've got the job that I've always wanted to have. I'm in the movie industry. I'm doing what I want to do. Not one of those where I settled for something. I'm actually doing what I want to do.
Right.
But deep down in my heart of hearts, my self-worth in my mind revolves around sex and its relationship, being accepted by others in a sexual way.
So you're doing all kinds of sexual compulsive acting out, huh?
Yes.
Like
but,
what?
Stuff like, and the thing is, I was always raised around women, so I have this intuitive way, and if I weren't so screwed up, it'd be a great thing. If I were single, it'd be a great thing. But I have this really intuitive way of pretty much being able to get any woman that I want, which this kind of sounds screwball, but that's not necessarily something that's good. And
yeah, listen, I had it in high school. It's a curse.
You should write a book about that, because you do well.
Did he say jack off to any woman he wanted to? That's what he said, isn't it?
Yeah, that's his intuitive way.
I had the same thing.
I've been able to, I spot women in the road. I see them, driving I've gotten them to pull over, give me their numbers.
Right, like Ted Bundy.
Every female woman. Thanks, Adam.
Okay.
Every female boss that I've ever had, I've slept with.
Okay, but so let me ask a couple of questions, Lee. First off, sounds like you've had some therapy because you do sound, in a way, like you're fairly knowledgeable. I mean, you know what's going on with yourself.
They put me in therapy. They started putting me in therapy when I was 5. They thought I was dyslexic and then found out I was really bored. And no tooting my own horn, but they gave me, I think it was the Oxford Standardized IQ test.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was 6, I scored a 165 on it.
All right, so you're an intelligent guy, but you were born. Born into a horrible environment. Well, here's the thing: you are screwed up on the inside, but as we learn from this show, you're really only as screwed up as your actions. You know, and you're not totally acting out right now. Are you cheating on your wife? Are you?
No, I'm not. But the thing is, having a child really puts a lot of stuff into perspective, and my father wasn't around, and the actions of my mother, I literally raised myself.
Okay, all right. Well, let's think. Are you addicted to anything beside the sex?
No.
No substances?
No.
Right, well,
I had my run through just like, pretty much everybody else, with pot and booze and stuff like that when I was in high school, but...
Well, what do you think of that now? What do you think about SA for someone like Lee?
Yeah, the 12-step program, or really, I think the place to start would be another therapist with experience with dealing with these sorts of sexual compulsions and trauma survivorship. What you're manifesting is typical of people with that history, and in fact, you've got it way more together than the average person would with that kind of history. Way more together, which is what Adam's pointing out.
Yeah.
But yeah, you do need though treatment for this. This is something that really it's a injury, and it's a lifelong issue that has to be managed. And it's just like if you got your leg broken and refuse to have it set, if you don't do something about it, it's going to affect your ability to function.
But I do want to make a couple of points, and it's something I've given some thought to recently, which is a lot of us feel like insane people on the inside. But we hold our jobs down and we pay our bills and we love our kids and we love our spouses and we don't kill anybody or hurt anybody. And we do what we have to do as human beings, and you should give yourself credit for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can only be so insane and carry on and take care of business and not hurt yourself or anybody else. So just because you feel like a mess on the outside, on the inside doesn't mean you should go through life that way, or at least feeling that way, because you're not. You are containing yourself.
The ability to contain is something that has been sort of underemphasized in the last 30 years. It's a very important skill.
And crazy is as crazy does. Yeah. I swear to Christ, I've done this in my own life, which is I've always been a little screwy. I've always been irresponsible. I've never been able to get it together. And I just decided at a certain point, hey, why don't you just at least act like a person who has it together? And therefore you can make some money and have some things and get some car and dental insurance. And before you know it, if you just keep acting that way, you sort of become that person. The world is your oyster. Thank you. Because that's all the world is. That's what my grandfather told me.
You're not fooling anyone.
I'm not. But I got a house. Drew, you don't understand. The thing that you don't understand is there's crazy, and then there's crazy without a car.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
It's much worse to be crazy without a car.
I agree. That's the point we're both making.
Right.
He's got my respect. I respect him a lot for that.
Is that me or Lee?
No, Lee.
Oh, yeah.
The man. And you. Of course I respect you. You are amazing.
You're
amazing.
I'm just some stepping stone for
has got my respect.
Jessica?
Stood up and he's done it.
Hi.
You're 13.
Yeah, I wear a 36D, and I was kind of wondering, am I too young to get, like, a breast reduction?
Bouncy. Yes, you are too young for that.
13, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. How much do you weigh?
140.
How tall are you?
5'7".
Let me do a little radio math there. That's 5'5.5", 161.
Ooh.
So, Jessica.
Yeah.
You're not fat, but maybe you have a few extra pounds on you.
Not really at all. I play sports all year round, and
right. Refrigerator Perry made the Pro Bowl in '86. So doesn't mean he wasn't a big dude.
I'm kind of like chunky.
No.
A lot of guys chase you around?
Huh?
A lot of guys chasing you around?
Yeah, like, I kind of get, like, kind of self-conscious because it's, like, they're really big.
Whatever you do, do not hunch back. Don't bend over and hide it, because it looks even worse.
And
Keep
do you
standing up straight.
Do
Be
you
proud.
you play sports with those things and it works out okay?
Yeah, it's I could just wear a sports bra and it's all okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's something you've got to get used to. You only had this for a little while. Guys treat you differently. Women think about you differently. Girls think about you differently. It's a difficult adjustment, but don't go cutting on your body just right now. This may be something you learn to like about yourself.
Yeah.
And it's certainly plenty of time to
Could be a potential moneymaker.
To have reductions later if you start having back problems, shoulder problem, neck problem, that sort of thing. Okay?
Okay, so your goals are don't hunch forward. Feel good about yourself.
Remember, a lot of girls want to have what you've got. A lot of girls with,
guys too, yeah.
small A's.
You were blessed, and God has touched you. Hopefully not again. Just that one time.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I'm only 13 and I'm just starting to, like, grow up. And
Right.
How big are they going to get?
Well,
maybe not much more.
For some women say they stopped very early, and some women say they didn't start until late. You started early. Hopefully, you'll stop early. But whatever the case may be, no surgery for at least a couple of years.
Right.
So you live with it. Try not to, watch your weight, because if you get big, those will get bigger too and cause you more problems. Stay with your sports and your sports bra and good times, baby.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't listen, everybody. Being different in a good way ain't always such a bad thing. You know what I mean? There's different, meaning you got a huge hook nose or you're bald at 15, and then there's different, you're tall or you're chesty or you're leggy or whatever it is, or you're a brainiac. That kind of different ain't so bad.
Can make money out of all of it.
That's right. Johnny?
Yeah.
You're 15?
Yeah, I'm 15.
What's up?
Well, first of all, I want to say, like, you're like a god, Adam. And Drew, like, you don't get all the credit you deserve.
Thank you, Johnny. What's going on?
Whatever.
Yeah.
Well, like, just this past Tuesday, I was at my friend's house and we were, like, smoking out of his, like, bong. And it was, like, really dirty. Like, it had a lot of resin in it. And then, like, when I went home later that day, like, my mouth was feeling dry. And then, like, I got and it's like a rash. I got, like, a rash on it. Then, like, my mom told me, like, it looked like herpes or something. And, like, it's just all red and it really itches. And
where is it exactly?
It's, like, around my mouth.
All the way around? Like
yeah, it's on my lips, too.
What could the bong, because it was dirty, been clogged and you sucked too hard? That'll give you a thing.
Yeah.
No, because there's, like, a whole bunch of little bumps.
All right.
And are they blister-like?
Sort of.
Do they crust at all?
Yeah.
What color is the crust?
It's like a yellow color.
Do you know what that is? That's impetigo. That's a strep infection, yeah. And you probably did get that from the bong, and that does pass along very easily like that. So that's something you got to see a doctor about. It can be kind of nasty.
And what does it do? Does it reoccur? Does it go away?
It's an infection. Yeah, it's a strep infection.
Is it ringworm?
No, it's impetigo.
Yeah, because like it.
Hold on, Anderson, please. How many times have I warned you about talking during the show? Like a jackass.
Honey-colored crusts are classic for impetigo, and it tends to be around the mouth.
Yeah,
and it can be just exactly the distribution he's describing.
My doctor told me it was the same thing. My doctor told me it was the same thing.
What?
I had impetigo, and he said it was ringworm, and it's the same thing.
No, it could not be more different. One is a fungus, and one's a bacteria.
Drew knows best.
Yeah, touche.
So I have like a bacteria?
Anderson,
people who smoke bongs aren't always the cleanest type of people.
You might get some cordyceps or some kind of polysporin. Try that. But you should talk to the doctor about it. You really do need to get that treated.
Once he gets rid of it, does it reoccur? Or does he get rid of it?
That's the end of it.
It's done.
Drew, I'm worried about this microphone now. Who was here yesterday?
I more than just impetigo on his mics.
It was just the insane clown posse making love to it.
Crapping on it.
You are an asshole.
Where's that plastic bag?
Guy Blues is our guest tonight. We'll take a little break. He's the author of Marriage and How to Avoid It. When we come back, we'll speak to Dana, who's 23. She is, You want to talk to her, Drew?
Well, look at the other ones.
All right. Well, we're going to pick the best of the worst when we come back.
LoveLine will be right back, so get your problems ready.
Yo, this is Be Real, Scandalous, and this is Bobo from Cypress Hill, and you're listening to the LoveLine with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew coming at ya.
How big does Bobo sound during that intro?
That's what happens when you're stoned. It takes you 15 minutes to cut a 10-second intro. That was take 126, as I recall. Oh, we love those Cypress Hill guys. I'll tell you, I really love that Cypress Hill.
Insane in the membrane.
Guy Blues is who's singing away in the background. Marriage and How to Avoid It is the name of the book. You can get that at Amazon.com. You can get it at Borders.com, right?
Yep. Whether you're a true romantic or a hopeless case, this book will leave you with a smile on your face or at least a worried grin.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, baby.
You come up with that or the publicist?
Actually, a friend of mine who's an author did. He wrote a book called The Style Bible or something.
Wow.
And he read my book and he thought it was fantastic.
Really?
Which is always helpful. And then he wrote a little thing for me at the end.
He had another friend who thought it was just sort of lukewarm, so he doesn't talk to him anymore.
Had him killed.
And that's not on the back of the book either.
All right, let's talk to Tom, who's 15. Tom?
Hello?
What's up?
All right. Basically, first I just want to say that Adam and Dr. Drew, you guys are great. I like you guys a lot.
Thanks. You're virgin, right?
Yeah, I am.
Yep, I know the virgin voice in the teenage boys.
And, Guy, I have not read your book, but I'm sure it's very good.
I think you should read it.
Okay.
It'll help you.
Basically, my problem is that it's like one of my nipples is like kind of puffy and sensitive, and the other one is like totally flat. Like it's like basically like it's just skin. Like you can kind of see a little bump, but it's like there's nothing there.
Do you smoke any pot?
No, I don't smoke. I don't do it.
This is I'm just checking. This is the normal gynecomastia, it's called, of puberty.
All right.
And it happens as a result of sort of hormones produced by the fat cells and by the adrenal glands.
Now,
actually activating some breast development.
You know, I hate to cut you off. I rarely do, but
rarely.
This is one of those puberty things, like you're saying.
Yes, it
is. I think I had this when I was 13 or 14, or either that or a friend of mine had it. I can't really remember, but the point is it was a little lump under the nipple. Felt like a couple of raisins under your nipple, or one big raisin. But I don't think of that as gynecomastia. I think the gynecomastia is like the breast, the male breast. Is it any protrusion or anything under there?
Even irritation. Sometimes just irritation.
Can be called that?
Yeah.
Okay. Tom?
Yeah, it just feels like there's a little disc under my nipple.
I mean, no, it's a normal part of pubertal development.
And then the other thing is, like, I have more hair under my arm with the big nipple, and then less hair under my arm with the...
Is that your right side?
Yeah, it's my right side has more hair and it has the big nipple, and my left side has less hair and the little nipple.
We're not symmetrical as humans, are we?
No.
You right-handed?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Tom. That's fine.
Thank you very much.
All normal. Eventually, one of your balls will start hanging lower too. All right.
Yes.
Don't
Thanks
panic. All right, buddy. Good times. Yeah. Boy, he sounded like a virgin. We have 15-year-olds that sound like Vietnam vets, and we have 15-year-olds that sound like they just hopped off the cabbage truck in Mayberry. And that was Tom.
Yeah, Opie.
Yeah, Opie.
It's got something to look forward to.
Dana?
Hey.
You're 23. What's up?
Well, my question is a medical one. It's about vaginal bleeding relating to sex.
Mm-hmm.
And, I lost my virginity like 6 or 7 years ago. But every once in a while, I still bleed again, and I'm just wondering...
Sex stimulates bleeding oftentimes. Some women, every time they have sex, they bleed.
Wow. Like even a lot?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't bleed, but I have a statue of Jesus that bleeds when I have
cries.
sex.
He
cries a tear of blood, yes.
Are you on any medication right now? Birth control pill, anything like that?
No.
Okay, all right. Well,
because last night it was pretty bad, and the guy I was with was not real happy about it, so...
What do you mean not happy?
Well, he was like, he was kind of stopped, and he thought it was my time of the month, and I just tried to explain that I wasn't, and I don't think he believed me, so...
Some guys don't like hurting girls.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I can understand, blood coming from that area freaks a guy out.
He doesn't want to hurt you, does he?
Is he your boyfriend?
Kind of.
No.
He's just some guys. What would he say?
No.
No. What's up? Why are you hanging with this guy?
Well, because he's got this dimple.
Oh, please.
Where's the dimple?
On his right cheek.
All right.
Yeah, now, why are you with this guy?
What is up with this guy?
Yeah.
He's just so cute.
Yeah, but he's not into you.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's not even about that as much.
Why would you be with a guy that doesn't reciprocate, doesn't care?
Well, it's not that he doesn't care. I mean, it was just kind of, I don't know.
But surely he does care by stopping, because he didn't want to hurt her anymore.
No.
He's
like, ew, yuck, oh, I'm out of here.
Okay.
Well, after that, we took a shower together. It wasn't like, he just took off and left. And
Was he concerned for you?
Yeah,
How long you been hanging around with this guy?
a couple of days.
Just a couple days?
Yeah,
All right. Well, maybe he's into you.
I think maybe.
All right, baby.
But, so it's not something I, need to have checked out by a doctor?
Well, you should be getting regular pap smears, aren't you?
Yeah.
How often? When was your last one?
A little bit longer ago than it should have been, like a year and a half.
All right, so let's get it taken care of, all right?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, baby.
Okay, thanks.
Because it can be something that needs to be taken care of. I mean, it just means the lining of the uterus is unstable. And of cysts, endometriosis, other things, even cervical pathology, cervical problems can do it.
Nick?
Yeah, I'm here.
You're 19.
Yeah, I am. I am, and I've got something weird.
No kidding. Yeah. What's up?
Well, see, I'll be having sex with my girlfriend, and she'll just pass out, flat, cold.
Right.
And I don't know.
You're so good.
Whether or not she's joking around, or because she'll afterwards she'll stir, muster or whatever, and then she comes to,
right,
and she seems to have no recollection of
the anal sex you perpetrated on her while she was passed out,
or whatever.
And you just keep going while she's passed out?
No. Obviously, it's like like a cadaver or something. I'm disgusted.
Ooh, slow down. Okay, so you stop and you try to bring her around?
Well, yeah, or I just kind of wiggle her arms a little bit, and
she comes back.
Maybe
let's just think. What would her motivation be in faking this?
I have no idea. But
why would that be a faking? How could it be a faking?
Yeah, what kind of a syndrome would? She doesn't have any health problems that
Well, how do you know? Has she been evaluated for this problem?
I ask her what's wrong, and she says nothing.
There's something wrong. She's passing out during sex.
Well, she could be faking it, Drew.
But she doesn't know she's passing out, so she doesn't know she's got something wrong with her.
Does she even know she's passing out?
She claims not to. She claims that she...
Hold on a second. I got to talk about you behind your back. Nick has an interesting way of sort of presenting things.
Not answering questions.
She claims not to.
Yeah.
She could be faking it.
Yeah.
Do you think he has trust issues?
There's something going on with Nick.
There's doubt in the relationship.
I wonder if he's trying to put his conscience at ease for going a few more strokes while she was down,
That's
and
what I
saying
get too.
she claims and she doesn't, or whatever. But whatever it is,
or that he keeps doing this to her and keeps making her pass out and not doing anything about it.
It could be just the words he chooses, but it's a little confusing, Nick.
Sometimes.
Nick?
When I masturbate.
Oh, is that Nick?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not done with him. Nick?
Yes.
Yes, that's better.
It is me.
The real man's back.
Now listen.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
When I masturbate afterwards. Listen, this isn't funny anymore.
I'm listening, Nick. I'm all ears.
Listen.
I'm all ears.
Sometimes when I masturbate afterwards.
Yeah.
I like to toast a bagel with strawberry cream cheese. And I just sit out in the sun and slowly eat the bagel, and it just tastes so good. Do you know what I mean, Adam?
Mm-hmm. I'm with you.
Strawberry bagels are so...
Well, hold on, Nick. Do you put strawberries on the bagel, or is it a strawberry bagel?
No. Well, it's like strawberry bagels because it has strawberry cream cheese.
Ah, I see. So the plain bagel, water bagel?
Well, I
Bialy style.
egg bagels. Egg bagels are good.
Egg bagel.
With strawberry cream cheese.
Nice. Okay.
And toasted just to a golden brown.
Mm-hmm.
And I sit out in the sun, and I just, for a moment, just kind of take in the bagel. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
I take in the life, and I take in the sun, and I take in the sunlight at the same time.
Okay.
And at that moment, bliss.
Good, buddy.
Utter bliss.
Okay.
So she didn't wake up the last time she went numb?
Are you done with him now?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right.
I'm going to burn himself out a little.
That is good radio.
Talking to the air, blank air.
To you, that may have sounded like the insane ramblings of a madman to you. But to me, that made a lot of sense. I've never tried strawberry cream cheese before on a bagel.
In the sunlight.
Yeah,
after
it
sex.
sounded good.
When your girlfriend's numbed out.
Yeah.
Nick? Fainted.
Yeah, I'm here. Listen, you know what? It's all a big joke. I love you guys so much. I was sitting here and I'm by myself. I'm in my apartment by myself, and I just had to. I had to vent. You know?
All right, buddy.
I had to vent.
I appreciate it.
Loneliness.
He vented.
Yeah.
And by the way, here's the deal. When you say I had to vent, on the third repetition of I had to vent, that's when I cut you off, because I figured you've done your venting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can only talk about venting for so long. Erica?
Uh-huh.
You're 16?
Yeah.
What's up?
I was wondering if I could lose my virginity by dry sex.
Dry sex?
Yeah. I know it's kind of stupid, but...
You mean like dry humping?
Yeah, rubbing each other with clothes on.
How would that lose your virginity?
I don't know, because it hurt. I don't know.
Yeah, listen, you step on a carpet tack, it hurts too. Does it mean it popped your cherry?
What does lose your virginity mean?
Well, it's got to hurt.
No, what does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
No kidding.
I do know, but I don't know how to explain it.
A penis goes in your vagina.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay. Well, did the penis go in your vagina?
Yeah, no, but... No.
Okay, all right. Now, Adam happens to believe that there should be other planes that, should they be broken, virginity should be in question as well.
Yeah. Rectal plane, earlobe, even mouth, obviously.
Nostril.
Even sometimes when you take your thumb and your forefinger and you put them together, make that okay sign. You break that plane with a penis. That'd be partial.
He's doing the visual, ladies and
There's
gentlemen.
an invisible hymen that is created between the thumb and forefinger when you do the okay sign and is pierced by penis.
Yeah, the hymen really is
It's a symbolic floating membrane that can appear almost anywhere in a woman.
The actual membrane needn't be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just force field.
When you yawn, there's a hymen between your upper and lower jaw.
Yes. Across your lips, straight across.
Do you want to lose your virginity?
It's a spiritual hymen. Yeah, it's a spiritual plane.
Erica,
Do you want to lose your virginity?
Huh?
Do you want to lose your virginity?
No, not yet.
So then it's intact if you want it to be.
What?
It's intact. Your virginity is intact if you want it to be, and if you want to say you've lost it, then you've lost it.
You think so?
Yeah, it's up to you. That's what we're just saying to you. It's up to you.
Oh.
All right.
Do you think I am, though?
You're
yes,
still a
you are,
virgin.
Eric.
Still a virgin.
Did a penis go in your vagina?
No.
Okay.
It did.
Okay,
I felt it.
In your vagina?
Yeah.
Well, were there pants? Was it?
Yeah, it was pants. We had our clothes on.
All right, so
Okay, you're still good, but man, you were on the verge, baby. How old is this guy?
He's 16 too.
Okay. All right.
Relax.
You're home free.
Keep it going slow.
I love you, Adam.
I love you, but listen. What? She hang up?
No,
Listen, when you have sex, you
think of Adam.
Think of me, like I do when I have sex, and don't be caught by surprise. You will get pregnant. Do you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Plan on it. Get some birth control. Take it nice and slow.
Okay.
All right, baby.
Thanks.
Good times.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Strawberry cream cheese and bagels, right?
That's
the
right.
theme we're learning tonight.
Let's, boy, all of a sudden I'm jonesing pretty bad.
For bagels?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice item, that bagel. Toasted, golden. He said it was golden.
Was it Nick?
Toasted.
Egg
He could
bagel.
bring them for us, maybe.
Yeah.
Santa Barbara.
I really like to meet that Jen.
He probably
I'll
would
tell
bring
you.
them.
John?
Hey, guys, what's happening?
Hey, you're 25. What's up?
Listen, Adam, I got kind of a regional question I need you to answer.
All right.
I live right by where the Man Show tapes, Santa Monica, La Brea, right there.
Right.
What the F is up with Santa Monica Boulevard? What is with that construction? Is that ever going to
It's been
end?
going on for 6 years.
No. Let me explain what's going on with Santa Monica Boulevard.
You're driving me nuts.
Santa Monica Boulevard is the stretch in West L.A. that is gay town, that is boys town. And somebody said to me the other day, why is this certain stretch? Now, Santa Monica runs from, practically downtown or Silver Lake or something all the way down to the ocean,
yeah.
right? But, okay, so Santa Monica runs 28 miles. how come it's that 1 mile and the third right in the center of Boys Town that is constantly under construction? Do you know why? Gays. And let me explain why. Just like that is their living room. Gays cannot stop rearranging furniture. They cannot stop decorating. You cannot stop. You see a straight guy have the same set of curtains in his bachelor pad for 150 years, right?
Yeah.
Not touch a thing. Gay guy, he'd get vertical blinds. He'd get horizontal blinds. Everything's changing all the time. Now, picture 10,000 gays all supervising one stretch of highway. That is their living room, and it never stops changing.
But be
it
fair.
is always under construction.
No, that's true of a certain segment of that, but there's a preceding segment just after Hollywood Center Studios.
That's gay runoff.
Goes by Fairfax and the Jewish Cemetery.
Well, the Jews do a lot of moving around too, but no, that's still the gays.
It takes time. They got to.
But now that's gay. There, you cross Fairfax, you're into Boys Town.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, with the whole gay thing, there's the construction workers with no tops on, and they're generally men.
Oh, it's great. They got the village people out redecorating our big collective living room.
Really? I mean, is that really what's going on?
That's what's going on.
Logic behind it.
Listen,
Adam has spoken.
This is why I love the gays. Now, they're horrible from a traffic standpoint because they're basically torturing all us straight guys who are trying to get to the beach because we can't drive through the gay town without getting backed up. But look at the gay community. They recycle. They keep up. They paint. They restore. Not a brick out of place. No litter on the sidewalk. These people, it looks like Disneyland.
Right.
Sodom and Gomorrah, but Disneyland over in that one stretch of area, aesthetically. That's what it is. It's the gays, a very powerful lobbying community over there, and it's always on the chain.
Gay pride.
It will never be done. Never be done.
That's what you call it?
Hey, can I ask my question real quick?
Yes,
please.
90% of the people that call into the show, the answer that you guys always give is, therapy. I guess I had a couple questions about that. I imagine that if you did go to therapy, it would kind of be a lot like the advice that you guys give. I mean,
nope.
Really? It's completely different and not similar.
It's not about advice. It's just sitting there having feelings in the presence of another person.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And, because I have a lot of friends. I have one friend, for instance, who really has, some anger issues towards women because of his mom and things like that. And, he's open to get therapy, but somewhere like L.A., where do you go to do that if you don't really have the money to go and throw down for a therapist? I mean, besides county, is that really the
No, you go to the Fuller Theological Seminary in Pasadena. They have a school of psychology.
What's that called again?
Fuller Theological Seminary.
Uh-huh.
And there's a school in Westwood, too, I believe. And there's several psychoanalytic institutes around town. They might have cut rate.
Right. But don't drive down Santa Monica to get there. You'll land in a huge pothole.
Hey, happy birthday this month, Adam.
Well, thank you, John.
Yeah, no problem.
Take care of yourself.
All right, buddy. Later.
All right. Well, listen, that was not an attack on the gays. I have said many a time, if everyone in this community was gay, we'd be living in a utopia.
And that you wish to be gay.
And that I wish I was gay myself. That I could join my gay brethren. There's a couple of white guys that fancy themselves Indians. Those kooks. Guy's wearing the boulder of turquoise on his thing. He's usually got the bolo tie. He's wearing
the scorpion.
Wearing the boots.
Set in
right.
acrylic.
Yeah. He's 1/32 Iroquois, and that's what gives him his tenacity. That asshole.
Yeah. His hair is long. It's stringy.
That's how I am
blonde.
with the gays.
Yeah.
I wish I was gay. Said it many times. I'd get myself a nice business over there, maybe a hot dog on a stick. I'd move right down the middle of that gay stretch of highway, and I'd just go to work on it. More rearranging, more beautifying, more decorating. It never ends, and it never will, believe you me. All right, we will take ourselves a little break. Guy Blue is our guest tonight, and we'll be back after this.
Hello? Is this LoveLine?
Call 1-800-LOVE-191. Adam and Dr. Drew will be right back.
Yep, LoveLine. I'm Adam Carolla. Dr. Drew's over there. Phone number. Oh, forget about that. It's Thursday. We don't want your calls. We're going to be going home, having a nice long weekend.
We got to talk tonight, though. My phone screwed up last night. I couldn't get you back.
Guy Blue is our guest tonight. He is the author of Marriage and How to Avoid It. You can find this wherever you find books, at the bookstore, on Amazon. Borders.com. So computer, or if you want to do it the old-fashioned way.
Tell your friends.
Yeah, just like the old days when I used to, wait a minute, I've never bought a book.
Really? You never bought a book? I buy like 2 books a week.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you do with them? Read them?
Read them.
Really? Wait, I thought you didn't have any time.
Planes.
You read in the plane?
Like insane, yeah.
Uh-huh. True, you ought to have a plane installed in your living room so you could just buckle in and get something done.
Sleep, yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
You could read my book again and again and again until it irritates you.
Okay, I like flying. The part I like about flying are the warm nuts that come in that cup and the Bloody Marys, the endless, bottomless Bloody Marys.
I've noticed that you enjoy those.
Yeah, I could go for that. But sometimes I don't like going to the airport or even going out of town. But having a fuselage installed in the house
could work for you, huh?
Buckle in.
You'd need a flight attendant.
Well, go down to West L.A. where they're doing the remod. Get one of my gay partners.
You could name the plane whatever name you wanted.
That's right.
What would your airline be called? And Virgin's taken.
I'd call it Super On Time Airlines, and then argue with everyone it was just a title. I think they had that trouble with the quarter pounder at a certain point. Jay?
Yeah, it's me.
You're 27. What's happening?
I got a question for Guy, but the first thing I want to know is what's up with some of the people that call you don't make sense. Like a girl that was complaining about anal sex hurting. I don't get it. I would figure that it would. But
well, they're
shocking.
There are a lot of dumb people in the world, and most of them call this show.
I'm really glad that hopefully I'm not one of them, and hopefully you aren't making fun of me as soon as you get off the phone.
Well, that'll be for us to determine. Go ahead, Jay.
You're my friend, Jay. You're my friend.
All right. Hey, Guy.
Yes, sir.
You wrote a book about how to avoid marriage.
Yep, marriage and how to avoid it.
Right on. I really am in love with a girl. I've been with her for about 4 or 5 years. Everything's good, but obviously we're engaged and everything's going towards the marriage thing. But I don't know anyone who has a marriage that has worked. I don't have any role models when it comes to a marriage that's been functional. So I don't want to get married.
So you're afraid of marriage?
Well, I'm not really afraid of marriage. I just have the feeling that why waste money on a marriage when you're going to have to waste money on divorce afterwards?
Yeah, I mean, the divorce rate's high. I think marriage does work for some people, but I think if you have any doubt at all, then you're wise to hold off. Maybe if you're with her for another 5 years, you might change your mind, you might have come to a stage where it's different for you, but right now, if you've got doubt, you're building your whole relationship on an insecurity. If you really love her, trust her and believe in her, and she trusts and believes in you, you don't need the marriage to keep you together. So you could be together in 10 years.
Guys make an interesting point, that you stay together long enough until you really don't have the energy to screw around, yeah.
Or you've realized that you've both changed enough and you can walk away without having to go through a divorce, which is obviously the thing nobody wants to go through.
It's not even the screwing around. I've never cheated on anyone in my entire life. I'm 27 and I've been around a little bit. I honestly and truly don't think that it's possible to be. I think a marriage is a very, very outdated thing.
You don't think it's possible to what?
I don't think it's possible to stay with someone and stay happy 100% for the rest of your life.
Nothing in life is 100%, and that's why marriage is ultimately flawed. For some people, it's not flawed, but ultimately, life changes too much. Every 10 years, you're a totally different person to the person you were 10 years ago.
Right.
So you've got to expect your partner or hope that your partner's going to change at the same time as you, and that is a virtual impossibility. If you're going to get married, you've got to do it properly or don't do it at all. But if you've got any doubt, then you're building your relationship on insecurity, and you should wait or just not do it.
How do you feel about arranged marriages?
You know what?
No, not you, Jay.
From what I understand,
Jay, did you write a book on arranged marriages? All right, go ahead.
From what I understand about arranged marriages, they work out a hell of a lot better than
well, they do.
Than what we do.
And we know that because of how attraction works. Oftentimes, someone whose father was an alcoholic will be attracted to an alcoholic, and then all hell breaks loose. But I was thinking about something while Guy was talking, which was, people go into a marriage or contemplate marriage. I've been guilty of this myself, saying, what are the chances this thing's going to go 40 years? For Christ's sake, the odds are stacked against us. My parents have been divorced for 30 years now. Blah, 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 blah. But in life, what do you enter? What job do you enter? What car do you buy? What country do you move to? What do you do where you put those kinds of expectations on whatever it is?
But what do you do that puts that pressure on you?
Well,
when you buy a car, you
saying-
don't expect to have it forever.
But I'm saying maybe as a society, we should look at marriage a little bit differently, which is if you were planning on taking a job and someone said, hey, this is going to be 30 years or it's going to be nothing, and if it doesn't work, it's going to cost you a lot, and it's going to be humiliating, and it's going to be disgraceful, and your employees are going to be upset, blah, blah, you wouldn't take any job. I mean, what if you just said, hey, this job seems like a good job. It feels right for where I'm at now, and I'm going to work hard to be a good employee.
That is
and
the point.
If 6 years down the road the wheels come off the wagon or whatever happens, okay.
Yeah, look
then
back on it and say, I had a great job. And if your relationship ends, you go, I had a great relationship. I felt a lot of love, a lot of affection, things that I wouldn't have felt otherwise, and be grateful for it rather than being bitter and twisted. We all get so bitter and twisted about it.
I'm arguing against you in a sense and saying, what's wrong with a guy like Jay over here? He's been with a woman for 4 or 5 years. They're thinking about marriage. All right, so he gets married, and he says, I'll take it day by day. And if wheels come off the wagon in 10 years, they come off the wagon.
Because divorce is so painful. Because you make a promise to yourself, and then you fail, and that's where the pain comes
But
in.
is it painful if, A, over 50% of people are willing to go through it, and B, it is almost commonplace.
Ask anyone who's divorced.
Well, and you're ready to get divorced.
We really need a woman's point of view in this. We really
Well,
do.
Drew, that's your job. No, Drew's the bit. I mean, the girl. Sorry.
Because there's many people want something permanent. That's what they want. That's what they consider family.
But that's because we're brought up that way. Society teaches us that this is the way it should be. Jay is saying that I know what society's telling me. I don't have a role model. Life is difficult, and I don't know how I'm going to stick it out for 50 years.
I understand.
I'm
agree
glad
with
he's
you,
thinking.
But there is value in permanence too, and maybe the important thing is that there should be choice. Rather than that expectation.
You can have permanent. The funny thing is, you often with your best friend, you don't sit there going, "You'll be my best friend in 25 years. You'll be my best friend in 30 years." But you turn around 25 years later, and they've been your best friend for 25 years. But when you meet someone and they're a cool guy or whatever, and you say, "Okay, well, we're going to hang out in five weeks," they're like, "You're freaky. You're pinning me down. I feel caged."
That's my point. And I think you're making an argument possibly to get married and just say, if you're my best friend,
thanks,
you're
Adam.
my best friend. All right. Buy the book anyway. We'll be back.
LoveLine will be right back. LoveLine will be right back. LoveLine will be right back.
Hey, Guy Blue, everybody. Marriage and How to Avoid It is the name of his book. Everywhere, all the Amazons, all the bookstores, all the places you normally find books. And that is the show. Thanks, Guy.
Thank you very much for having me, guys. I've had a great time, and I love listening to your show as much as I've loved being on it.
Oh. Wow, that was nice. Thank you. I want to thank Lauren for doing a great job on the phones all week. I want to thank our new phone screener, Damon, for doing a bang-up job. New broom sweeps clean, as we like to say here. The attitude will start next week. And producer Ann for putting her feminine stink all over the show. And, of course, the Swami Anderson, who, without him feeding me erroneous knowledge through my headphones, I would not look like half the ass that I am on the air. So, until next time.
You are an asshole.
This is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
Goodbye.
This has been LoveLine. The opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the staff, management, sponsors, or this station. The producer for LoveLine is Ann Wilkins Dingle. LoveLine is a presentation of Westwood One Entertainment.